rasa niryasa korite yashvada raga marga bhakti loke korite pracharan rasika shekhara Krishna parama karuna e dui hetu hoite icharur kama.
Prem ras nityas karite ashwadam rāga marga bhakti loke karite pracharan. Very important line. This is the essence of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Prem ras niryas. Krishna himself wanted to taste the essence of all prem ras. And that's clearly expanded upon in that chapter, 4th chapter. How he wanted to come with his eternal associates. And for what purpose? Rag marg bhakti loke korite pracharan. To preach the pathway of rag marg bhakti, not vaidhī bhakti. Vaidhī bhakti had already been given in the previous yugas and in the various Vaisṇava sampradayas. But rag marg bhakti, leading to Braja Prem, was uniquely only given by Chaitanya Mahāprabhu and his associates.
He had two desires, in fact, Prem Ras, Niryas, this slope. It says that Mahaprabhu came for two reasons. One is that he wanted to taste this Prem Ras. Secondly, he wanted to expand, he wanted to give devotional service, not normal devotional service, but devotional service based on spontaneous love, means rāgmarg. So these are two reasons.
Vedhi marga rata jane swati nata ratnatane raga marge korano pravesha raga marge korano pravesha raga marge korano pravesha.
Bhakti are of two kinds. One is vaidhī bhakti and second is Rāgānuga bhakti. First we should begin from vaidhī bhakti.
So there are two kinds of bhakti, vaidhī bhakti and Rāgānuga bhakti. Vaidhī bhakti is that devotion which is impelled by faith in the revealed scriptures based on fear and duty. Rāgānuga bhakti is that devotion which is impelled by a greed to follow any of the personal associates of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, to follow in their footsteps.
Shri Krishna thought, aware of my divine majesty, the entire world worships me in a mood of awe and veneration. But love enfeebled by such reverence fails to attract me. If a person regards me as his Lord and himself as a subordinate, I do not become controlled by his love.
So that Rāgānuga bhakti is described as being the only way through which a sadhak in this world can attain that Braja Prem, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give.
Vaidhī Bhakti Prem will lead you to Vaikuntha Dham, and Rāgānuga, it will take you to Krishna Dham. Highest stage will be achieved by Rāgānuga. You are lucky to come in the line of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu.
Those who come in the line of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu are fortunate because they have the opportunity to enter Rāgānuga Bhakti, which leads to the topmost section of Krishna Dham, Braja Gokul. Vaidhī Bhakti, in and of itself, does not lead to Rāgānuga. But those who sincerely practice Vaidhī Bhakti in the line of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu will eventually receive the qualification to enter Rāgānuga Bhakti. Such a transition comes through hearing from a pure Vaishnav who is practicing Rāgānuga Bhakti.
This Rāgānuga sadhana, it is something that's given from the heart of one who has this current of divine love coming through them, and by hearing from them, from hearing their Harikatha, some type of greed develops in you that, oh, I also would like to follow in this way.
To clearly understand Rāgānuga Bhakti that Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu came to give, it is necessary to first understand the meaning of rāgātmikā and of rāga.
Principal Siddham, Nand Baba Jasoda Maiya, and especially in his Gopi, especially in Lalita Vishakha and Śrīmātī Radhika. Rag means love and affection by which they serve Krishna and they control Krishna. This is Rag. In whom this Rag is there, they are rāgātmikā.
Here Rupa Goswami Pad Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu very clearly explain about Rāgātmik Jan and Rāgānuga Jan. Rāgātmik, that is called those eternal associates of Krishna. Krishna's Nitya Parikar.
The eternal associates of Krishna, who are called Rāgātmik Jan, their relationships, their exchanges of rasa with Krishna in the 5 primary rasas, particularly in Braj 4 rasas.
That is servitude, friendship, like Krishna's cowherd boyfriends, Vatsalya, which is parental mood, like Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba, and Madhurya, like Śrīmātī Radhika, Lalita Vishakha, Champaklata, Tungavidya, Sudevi, Rangadevi, and so many other millions of gopis.
Those exchanges with Krishna in Braj are on the platform of rag. Rag means intense thirst, unquenchable thirst for the object of your love. And that rāgātmik means those eternal associates, their bodies are made of this. Their very selves are non-different than their moods of love for Krishna.
Sri Krishna thought, I will relish the essence of all these rasas and thus bestow grace upon the devotees. Hearing about the pristine rag of the Brijbasis, the devotees will engage in loving devotional service to me in rag marg, leaving all customs of religiosity and fruitive action.
Mother Yashoda, Nanda, Subal, Siddha and gopis. They are rāgātmikā, eternal associate in Golok Vaikuntha Dham. And those who follow them are Rāgānuga.
Nowadays, many have idea that they have Rāgānuga Bhakti. Oh, very easy we can tell with thousands of mouths. But really we should see and examine our hearts that any worldly desire, spot, any gandha, smell of any worldly desire is there in heart or not.
And by listening to Guru there all the years, then now little understanding is coming. Not fully, because I'm a Badajiva, I forget.
But if they hear about the goal from a Rasik Vaishnava, even in the very beginning stages, that is extremely beneficial. But it doesn't mean that now they're qualified to practice Rag Marg Bhakti. No. They have to take up the process.
Gurudev also preached how an ordinary sadhak, step by step, develop his bhajan and sadhan. That means how to enter vaidhī marga and then come to rag marga.
Rāgānuga sadhan can really only be practiced in the higher stages of bhakti. But by the mercy of one who is practicing Rāgānuga bhakti, a person can develop a desire to practice it and truly yearn to serve Krishna like one of the Brajabasis.
Hearing from Srila Gurudev, he used to say, just like a very ugly, lame, poor, unqualified man, he may see Princess Diana go by and desire, I would like to marry her. No one can stop that desire. So in the same way, hearing of the glorious pastimes of the divine couple and hearing of the beauty of the conceptions of Rupa Goswami and the Rūpānuga Guru Varga and hearing of the divine aspirations of all those generals in that line from Srila Rupa Goswami, some little desire came to us that I also would like to join this movement. I also would like to be in this family line. I also would like to one day have that aspiration.
The process to aspire for and enter Rāgānuga sadhan is explained by Srila Rupa Goswami in the following verse, which is said to be the essence of all instruction.
Tannāma rūpa charitādi sukirtanānu smrityo kramena rasanā manasi niyojya tishthan praje tadanuragi jananugami kalam nae dakhilami ityupadeshasara.
While living in Braj as a follower of the eternal residents of Braj, who possess inherent spontaneous love for Sri Krishna, one should utilize all one's time by sequentially engaging the tongue and the mind in meticulous chanting and remembrance of Krishna's names, form, qualities, and pastimes. This is the essence of all instruction.
Sometimes there is a misconception that Rāgānuga bhakti is some kind of loose devotion in which one follows the whims of the mind and discards the scriptural regulations pertaining to vaidhī bhakti. In Rāg Vartma Chandrika, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that those who claim that Rāgānuga bhakti is always beyond the different rules and regulations of the scriptures are reprehensible. Because they disregard the scriptural injunctions, such persons always experience disturbances and obstacles in their path of obtaining pure bhakti. The advanced devotee, who is inclined to spontaneous loving service, follows the activities of a particular associate of Krishna's in Vrindavan, and practices Rāgānuga bhakti in two ways. In the sadhak roop, the external body in which they are situated, and in the siddha roop, their internal, self-realized form.
So very rare person devotees are of Rāgānuga. We are all among vaidhī bhakti. We should try to do vaidhī bhakti of Krishna, and by so fortunately, we'll have the association of Rasik Vaishnava like Sukadeva Goswami, Narad Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Bhakti Vinod Thakur and his line. Then they can come anyhow. A very little grief for this thing.
In summary, all the inhabitants of Braj, including the gopas, gopis, cows, calves, animals, and birds, are rāgātmikā. Sadhaks who follow the mood of these inhabitants of Braj in order to attain their bhav are called Rāgānuga. Amongst these Rāgānuga sadhaks, only those who specifically follow the internal mood of Srila Rupa Goswami are Rūpānuga. Thus, every Rūpānuga sadhak is also a Rāgānuga sadhak. But Rāgānuga sadhaks are not necessarily Rūpānuga.
Śrī Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rūpakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. That Rupa Goswami is that person who established the inner heart's desire, what he wanted to give. Rupa Goswami established that in this world. So we're offering our pranam again and again to Srila Rupa Goswami.
You are lucky, very lucky that you are all in the line of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and Rupa Goswami. Hearing and hearing, attachment will come. A relation will come, very strong relation will come.
One of the common questions our Gurudev would ask us was, what is the difference between a Rāgānuga and a Rūpānuga?
All Rāgānuga are not Rūpānuga, but all Rūpānuga are really Rāgānuga too.
Śrīmati Radhika's maidservants are rāgātmikā because they're also eternal transcendental associates of Krishna in Vrindavan. However, the maidservants of Śrīmati Radhika have a particular mood, and they're following in the mood of Śrī Rupa Manjari, who's the prominent or the leader of Śrīmati Radhika's maidservants. And so those who are following that particular line of rāgātmikā bhakti under the guidance of Śrī Rupa Manjari, who has manifested in this world to us as Sri Rupa Goswami, those who are following that particular form of rāgātmikā bhakti, who are aspiring for that, they are known as Rūpānugas. So Rūpānuga is contained within Rāgānuga, but not all Rāgānuga is contained within Rūpānuga. So our Gurudev really wanted us to get this point very clearly.
The Rūpānugas know no other treasure than Śrī Radhika's divine lotus feet.
Who are Rūpānuga? Those are actually following the mood of Rupa Goswami. So all acharyas are Rūpānuga, not only Rāgānuga. So it is very, very important thing. Śrīpāda, sei mora sampada.